With that, I am giving the floor with great pleasure to Professor Yang Cheng, from the East China Normal University. Please. He's an old friend of my university.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I would like to say thanks to our organizer, namely to Professor Huang Jin and his colleagues, his team, for inviting me here. It's my honor to present my paper. My main purpose is to check the program of cooperation between the Northeast People's Republic of China and the Far East and Eastern Siberia of Russian Federation. As a case study, I will check the state-managed integration project is contribute to regional and bilateral cooperation or not. So based on my fieldwork conduct since 2007 year, and then I was one of the leading experts in the Chinese team which make design of this program, Chinese part of program of cooperation between Northeast China and Far East. I will give you a brief history of this program. What's the main idea behind this program, and preliminary achievements of this program. Also, we will talk about the problems created by this program, and the last part I will talk about something new. I think there is a emerging new pattern, new paradigm between China and Russia on the cross-regional cooperation. So the program actually, obviously, is a state-managed integration project. It will begin in March 26, 2007, when the Chinese president, former President Hu Jintao, and Russian President Putin met in Kremlin. They reached a strategic consensus of deepening the cooperation in Northeast China and Russian Far East and Eastern Siberia region. So the joint statement emphasized that the cooperation in Sino-Russian region and border area is a vital part of the bilateral economic and trade cooperation, and also an important factor that promotes the economic development of the two regions. So therefore, the two countries should make positive efforts to strengthen the coordination between the strategic development of both China's Northeast region and Russia's implementation of developing Far East and Eastern Siberia area. So after this visit, the Chinese State Council, namely mainly responsible for the Northeast China Revitalization Department, was ordered to shoulder the responsibility to coordinate the preparation work for the Sino-Russian border area planning. So since since June 2007, we firstly conduct a field work, 1.5 months, in Northeast China. And then in September, we began our design to write the first draft of Chinese part of this program. And at the beginning of 2008 year, we transferred it to the Russian counterpart. And in March 2009 year, we began to negotiation with each other. And then, namely, as you know, in September, two presidents of China and Russia approved it in New York in 2009 year. So since then, actually, the two sides pay more attention on realizing of this program, and in every official documents, namely in the communique signed by the presidents and in the official documents signed by the prime ministers, they always emphasize the importance of realization of this program. And the last news is that on October 22nd, this year, the joint communique was signed on the 18th regular meeting between the Chinese Premier and the Russian Prime Minister. This is for the first time two sides spoke highly of the regional cooperation in the individual chapter, not as before, just as one point. They also expressed the expectation of actively promoting the geographical scope and working fields of regional cooperation, and hope to improve the quality and the actual benefit Besides, they also built the mechanism for the cooperation between the area of upper reach of Yangtze River, China, 6 provinces, namely Anhui, Jiangxi, Hunan, Hubei, Chongqing, and Sichuan, and the Russian's federal districts along the Volga River. So the next part I will talk about the preliminary achievements of the program's implementation. I'll try to do a quantitative analysis. After 4 years of implementation, the quantitative indicators of the regional cooperation between the Northeast China, Russian Far East, and East Siberia spoke for a rapid development. Despite the crisis, economic crisis, since 2008 year, actually, the Sino-Russian regional cooperation in adjunct areas has put the bottom of 2009 and entered into a new stage of recovery growth from 2010 till 2012. So the total volume for import and export in Northeast China and Russian Far East and East Siberia have also increased. I have a lot of tables showed in my paper. You can check it out. I didn't want to list all of these figures. If we look at all of the points of this program, we can find that implementation of Chinese projects according to the program actually is not as big as we imagined as before at the very beginning. I mean, there are all 339 projects, but finished only 45, namely 13.3%. Partly finished, there are 66 projects, namely 19.5%, and unfinished 228. It is 67.3%. So port construction, infrastructure construction, railway, airlines, cooperation zones, or tourism cooperation, labor service cooperation, culture cooperation, and so on. You can find all of the tables, 11 tables in my paper. So the problem is why we plan as a state manager integrated project. So we try to transform it as a contributor to the bilateral relation and to the regional development. But actually, as the route shows to us, there are a lot of purpose, aims haven't been fulfilled, haven't been realized. I think there are a lot of reasons. We can observe it from two sides, from both sides. From Chinese side, I think there are maybe 3 or 4. Firstly, the actual role and function of cooperation with Russia actually plays in opening to the outside and cooperation of the 4 provinces in Northeast China is far weak than other aspects, and more attention is to be drawn from our parts. I mean, for example, like Jilin and Liaoning, especially Liaoning, it's being trade and as a cooperation partner. It's not Russia, Far East. It's not Russia. It's South Korea, it's Japan, and other partners. So a paradox emerges. On the one hand, the 4 provinces in Northeast China are pushing on actively. Some provinces are even so active that they put forward loud cooperation catchwords. On the other hand, in actual process of economic cooperation with foreign countries, these 4 provinces lay stress on other countries and regions instead of Russia. Thus making cooperation with Russia fall into the situation that, as Chinese say, flowers are flourish, but with little fruit. Secondly, when it comes to the industrial upgrade and the strategic transformation of cooperation with Russia, so far there is little progress in the 4 provinces. That means they have no so developed industrial production. The goods which are transited to the Far East and East Siberia, they mainly are made in inland provinces like Zhejiang, Guangdong, or Jiangsu, or Shandong provinces. Thirdly, some practice of some provinces in Northeast China deepen Russia's deeply rooted concern. Namely, maybe it can be characterized as a traditional Chinese rate. I mean, for example, when dealing with opening and exploration of the in Chinese, Heixiazi Island, in Russian, Большой Уссурийск. Local governments pushed too quickly, too sharply, leaving many negative impressions on Russia. I mean, I remember during the negotiation between the two departments from the State Council of China and from Ministry of Regional Development of Russia, they raised the question: is China try to build in the Heixiazi Island a free trade zone or not? So, because in the local propaganda, they used it as we try to transform Heixiazi Island as northern Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is a free trade zone, zone. So this is why they called draw a lot of attention from the Moscow elite and create a lot of trouble actually. And from the Russian side, also the main constraints of the program are as follows. Firstly, just as maybe Larry, Victor, you try to write, use 3M. Also, this reason or 3M. But I put the management as the first level, the first one. Firstly, restructuring of Russian government imposes great influence. Okay, thank you. On sustainable political cooperation in border regions. So they change a lot actually in the staff member. Even during the negotiations, we can observe that many of newcomers, they don't know very well about the situation, and they raised a lot of old questions to our Chinese part. Secondly, Russia's understanding of the program has changed because of the very serious debates in the media and also in the academic circle. They just are worried about maybe Russia will become the China's resource base and dependency in the aspect of raw material. Thirdly is money. As Larry said, shortage in fund is always a key factor in the constraints the implementation program. Since 1996, Russia has put forward a series of specialized plans on development of Eastern Siberia and Far East, but still, because of the shortage of the funds, they cannot realize. So this is an old problem. Finally, I think also it's mentality. So we cannot neglect Russia's foreign policy to China and the overall effect of the international stage. Russia has changed. Russia wants to have a more diversified foreign policy in Asia Pacific and to change its to independence on Chinese Russian direction. So I will quickly shift to my third part is about the new cooperation project, also a state-managed integrated project. It's between the China's Yangtze River region and Russia's Volga River Federal District. So I think the new mayor can build up a new paradigm for the regional cooperation because it is helpful to get rid of difficulties overcome the difficulties in the implementation of the program I mentioned above, because this is the two regions are too far, so that the both countries only focused on not only on the resources, but mainly focused on the high-tech cooperation or industrial cooperation and other so that maybe it can release the Russians' perception of China as resource, Okay. Sorry, the conclusion maybe, just one sentence. I think the implementation of the plan out the program is entering a critical period. So the cooperation is facing great challenges. We should jump out the existing framework. I mean, the existing framework of the program between of cooperation, regional cooperation between Northeast China and the Far East, but to another framework. And change the paradigm of cooperation dominated by nations. We need to use not only the state-managed integrated project, but to try our best to encourage the regionalization, not regionalism. Thank you.